Welcome back, everyone. My name is Lauren Shahadi, and we are so grateful you're with us for our next deeper dive into CohnReznick's Business of Sports series. With me today, so excited, two key members of the CohnReznick team, Emily Butler, Commercial Real Estate Regional Leader, and Paul Ricci, Partner and Digital Advisory Leader. So grateful to have both of you here and your expertise. Emily, it's so interesting how things evolve. We're seeing a lot of organizations make big bets on their physical spaces right now, right? How do you help companies make sure those real estate decisions are actually tied to where the business is headed and not where it's been?
Sure. So the first thing to do is pressure test that real estate decision. Behind every real estate acquisition is a financial model that is at least 10 years forward looking. So inherently, you're looking forward in your business by modeling out your decision. And so what we do is we come in and we look at that model. We can either look at a client's existing model or we can create a custom model for them. But what it does is it takes into account everything that's going on in the market. We look at valuations. We look at what incentives there are in that geography. It could be a federal program such as opportunity zones. It could be a local program. I live in the state of Florida and we have something called the Live Local Act that incentivizes companies to invest in workforce housing. So once you really understand what's available for you as far as tax programs, that helps you make a real estate decision. So it's just not about finding the space. It's how is this real estate going to grow with your business and help you in the long run?
Yeah, like Emily said, all that data is available to you. So how do we synthesize that data to produce effective reporting, both from external data that's in the market and internal data that the company might have?
Anticipating the future has to be part of the business strategy, right? When a company, Paul's making a major investment, whether it's a new facility or a new system or a big operational change, how do you make sure the technology piece is actually built around the business goals and maybe not the other way around?
Yeah, interestingly enough, the technology is usually the last thing that we talk about when enabling the business. First, we want to understand those business goals, business strategy, aspirations. Behind that, this business needs capabilities to run. What are those capabilities? So typically in a real estate business, an owner-operator, let's say, they might have leasing, asset management, property accounting, and inside each of those capabilities are business processes. So we want to make sure those business processes are first optimized, and we're building the technology around those business processes and not the other way around.
Everything working in the same direction. And sometimes a company brings multiple teams, right, and tools and functions under one roof. There's a real opportunity to improve how work gets done. What are the most important things, Emily, to get right when designing a space that has to serve a lot of different needs at once?
Sure. We see that a lot. A lot of our real estate clients are vertically integrated. So they have, they own the real estate, obviously. They have a property manager, an asset manager. They could also have a construction arm, an architect arm, and then the back office. We can't forget about those folks. There's the HR, there's the accounting, you have your C-suite. So you have all these different workflows, all these different people doing different things. So it's very important to understand how that works before you design your space. You want your space to be as efficient as possible. We want to understand the technology you have in place now and where you're headed. An example is, are you planning on expanding your workforce or are you contracting? And so once you understand that, you'll design a space that is efficient and effective for your business going forward and not just a place where people show up to work.
It's so interesting because once a company has that big infrastructure that you're talking about or technology investment, how do they actually know it's working? How do you help them use the data to measure performance and make better decisions moving forward, Paul?
Well, typically real estate companies are data rich, but insights poor. They're getting data from everywhere, from their properties, from external sources, internal sources, financial data. And we have to identify those KPIs and statistics that make the business run or that the business needs to make effective decisions. So how do we do that? We want to synthesize, integrate that data into a common data mart or data model, and then as much as possible, create real-time dashboards and insights so the business can make decisions. Once we have all the backward-looking insights there, like NOI, cash flows, utilization, then we want to focus on the forward-looking insights and build models so that the business can predict what decisions are coming next.
And sometimes the first move is the most important one for a leadership team out there, Emily, that knows they need to modernize, not sure where to start. What's your advice? What's the first conversation they should be having internally?
Sure. I think it's very simple. If you look at it, it's just understanding where they want to go. What is the 5 to 10 year plan for their business, but what's stopping them from getting there? So understanding those roadblocks. Once you understand that, you can help figure out ways and solutions to modernize, right? Because there's a lot out there, that you can get data from anywhere. You see companies doing different things, but just because it works for one company doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So I think laying that foundation of what your business means, where you want it to go, will help you modernize.
Yeah, and once we understand the business strategy, we want to create an operating model that can deliver on that business strategy. We define an operating model as the convergence of people, process, technology, and data. So we want to create the most efficient operating model possible to deliver insights and allow the business to make quick decisions.
Starting might be the hardest part, but my gosh, is it rewarding, right? What an insightful conversation, whether it's a new facility or a technology overhaul or both. It is clear the companies getting it right are the ones thinking strategically from the very beginning. Emily, Paul, thank you so much for being here and for your insight. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.